Welcome to another Mailbag of Holding episode of the It's a Mimic podcast, where you never know what you're going to get.
Welcome back to It's a Mimic, where you never know what you're going to get. Today, we're sitting down with another 25 mailbag questions that you, the listeners, have sent in, and that we, the hosts, have to answer. I'm Casey, and with me today are Steve and Ehlwyn.
So the way that this episode is going to work is that we're sitting down with a list that has been randomly sorted from the monstrous amount of questions that you guys have sent in, and we're going to roll initiative. That's going to determine which of us has to read out the question in what order. That's going to determine which of us has to read the question in what order. Remember that everyone has to answer each question, but it's whoever reads it out loud that has to answer it first.
And yes, we do in fact have to address every question.
Oh, the pressure.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep rolling.
Now we
Roll off.
Rolling.
I got
rolled
a
a
4. How dare you?
Who has the better decks?
Me, obviously.
the height, right?
Yes.
We'll go with that. I'll give that one to you. That's fine. I'm probably a little slower right now.
17.
Oh.
Well, I believe that does put you up first.
Or does the lowest go first?
Well, we should probably break ties for second and third, so let's roll one more time here.
Okay.
11 is my second roll.
Okay, get out of my head, Charles. 11 is my second roll.
One more time. And that's weird.
Shut up.
Happening?
What's happening?
We're rolling the same thing.
We just rolled all three of the same numbers.
Yep.
I
rolled a 15. Can you roll something else, please?
I rolled a 12.
Excellent. I will read second. Jesus Christ.
That just freaked me out.
That's rather strange. Like double 4, double 11, double 10 is weird.
What witchy sign does that mean, Ehlwyn?
I don't know.
You should see your face. Do we need a break? We haven't even started yet.
All right, let's get the show on the road. What's our first question?
All right, I guess I gotta be the first, of course. So our first question is from Zan. How do you handle or react when you find an NPC with your name as a player or GM, and then as a GM, do you change it? Well, okay. Clarification. Is this our real names or our player character names?
I think it's our real names.
I would say real name, yeah.
Okay.
Especially as a GM, like from a GM perspective, right? Like,
Well, I'm maybe a bit lucky that my name is somewhat boring, but not boring enough to be one of those funny names that an NPC has. And so it rarely comes up. To be honest, in 10 years, I don't think any NPC has had the name Casey. Adam, mark that down. But I think if I was playing the game and then I would have the most ridiculous grin on my face and I would try to play it cool, but I would just end up laughing and immediately become their best friend as the player. Like, oh my God, you must be so cool. Like, what are your hobbies?
just get really into depth with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about throwing an NPC named Casey into the game that I'm running. I think it would be hilarious just to see how the players react. Like, be like, and what's your name? It's like, oh, my name's Casey. And then they would like look at me and be like, okay. So I would absolutely do it because it would add some sort of double thinking hilarity to the game.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Who is finally the next?
I was finally decreed to be second. So, I mean, Steve is sort of getting on that borderline of like can be used as a joke name. That said, it's like right, just like it's like Bob and then like Steve, you know, like. But I can't say I've ever actually run into an NPC that has my name either as a GM or a player. I've always written my campaign's homebrew. I've never actually run a module. So as a GM, I've never really been put into the position where I'm not naming the characters myself. So unless it's a self-insert, which I've never done, it wouldn't have my name. So that's sort of a moot point. But I think if I were to come across that, I think what I would do is I would play into it and it would be like Nega Steve, you know, like Scott Pilgrim style. I would just go full opposite of who I am as a person. If I like stumbled across like a module that had my name in it, I'd just be like, yeah, this guy is going to be as not Steve as possible. He's going to be super short and like kind of rude and generally like, I don't know, just like kind of like the evil version of myself, because I think that would be a lot of fun and probably would throw off people at the table, which would be amusing to sort of watch roll out. And then, yeah, if I came across like an NPC with my name as a player, I'd probably be very similar to you, Casey. I would probably just lean into the like, man, you seem just like a fucking cool guy. Let's be buddies. How about you, Ehlwyn?
Yeah, I have not encountered both my government name and my gaming name. My government name, like even in like movies and things like that, not a popular name.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
That is fair.
Like I could probably count on one hand the amount of characters that I've encountered in like TV and in movie with my name.
That's straight, because I mean, obviously you are incognito, but like,
yeah, but it's a very common name.
It's not an uncommon name, yeah. Like,
yeah.
I mean, but it's strange that you're correct. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody who does, and I'm like, nope, can't think of something. So yeah, no, you're totally right.
There's one character in
redacted
that has my name.
Yep.
And then there is a...
People will figure it out if you give too many clues.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. If they really want to go sleuthing for it, then they can go sleuthing for it. Although I'm also pretty sure that...
redacted.
So it's not too hard to figure it out if you really want to figure it out.
It's really not too hard to figure it out.
Got it.
But yeah, and then like someone in...
redacted.
Had my name as their last name. But that's really about it. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I would add it in just because it's not used so often. It's, again, like it's a really common name, but it's not used very often. And I don't know why. It's a pretty good name. I like my name. And then, yeah, like I don't think if I ever did encounter it, I don't think I would change it. I would probably lean into it. As a player, if I encountered an NPC, I would probably do the opposite of you guys, and I would probably try and bully them. You're a loser. What is your name? Yeah, but
all right. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, that got us rolling. I like that one to kick us off. Number 2 is from Sweedaboo. Do I really need a flared base? Well,
if I may, Casey, if I may, when you're launching a rocket, the flared base of the rocket gives it stability and allows it to go straight up into the atmosphere, as opposed to losing stability and crashing back down to the earth. So really, truthfully, it's actually very important for the flared base to be present, or otherwise the rocket will be erratic and potentially crash land somewhere on people or something. So yeah, it's pretty important.
You are scientifically correct.
Rocket science, literally.
Yes.
Yes. And I completely agree that that we really truly do need a flared base, because it prevents lots of problems from happening, especially
accidents. Even
if it's really exciting and you're having a lot of fun, without the flared base, that goes away pretty quickly. So yes.
Yeah. I mean, I answered this one in the chat in the Discord, and I was like, yes. I'm like, I'm just going to answer this. I'm like, yes. Unless you want to meet some lovely nurses and some really nice, like, very awkward resident doctors or like interns. Yes, you do.
Or unless you want your rocket to crash rapidly.
There you go.
Yes.
In which case you would also be meeting medical staff, because you would be crashing.
If
you're lucky. Yeah. Because we're just talking about rockets, right, guys? Rockets?
Yeah, just rockets.
Yeah.
All types of rockets in the world. Anywho, number 3. Great question. It was a great question. Number 3 is from Makusa DM. What color is luck? Turquoise.
Any reason why? Or just That's just the vibe.
Because it's really hard to look at anything that's turquoise colored and be like, ugh. It's like ooh, you automatically feel better. You feel good. It's like, that's so pretty, or ooh, I like it. So that can equate to luck.
I like that. My first thought, of course, is green, but that's boring. So I'm going to go with gold. I think gold equates to luck, like color of money, like, you're sort of going after this idea of like, finding your gold cache. I'm taking sort of a D&D spin with it, I guess, since, generally one does not stumble across caches of gold in real life. But like, I just think that there's like that idea of like, I think it might even be Harry Potter, like the luck potion, I believe, is golden in that. Ehlwyn, you can back me up on this, maybe. Yeah. Casey, I don't know how much of a fan you are.
Liquid luck.
Liquid luck,
yeah.
Yes.
And the golden snitch is like the best thing if you can catch it.
Yeah, true. So gold's my answer.
Nice.
I was also like, when I first read this, I was like, well, green, because shamrocks are green, but that's like so Western ingrained into us. But like, honestly, like I would say red. Like, I think red's a pretty lucky color.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
And I mean, like, it very much does have like very deep roots in a lot more of like Eastern culture and things like that. Red is a very lucky color in Japan, in China, things like that. So I would say I've always liked red. Red's a good color.
Fair enough. Is it also because Steve's wearing a red shirt right now?
That's exactly why.
It's like speaking to you. And oh my God, it has a cat on it. Amazing.
Yeah. Just influencing the outcomes with my clothing.
All right. Number 4 is from another skip on Reddit. This is a multi-parter. All right. Canada unleashes a new team of superheroes. Fighting under the banner of the It's a Mimic podcast, they are a lighthearted team. What would each DM present? Sorry, let me try that again. What would each DM present name, a character, and 2 unique powers based upon elements of the podcast or podcasters for their own defense of Canada? What a deep question.
That's, yeah.
Are we covering everybody or ourselves?
No.
Because everybody's going to take too long.
Not have enough time.
No, so it's just us presenting a character. So we just make up a character, the 3 of us, and 2 unique powers that we would want to defend Canada.
Oh, okay. So we're making a mimic hero. Okay, cool.
Yes. Let me clarify with my emphasis here. What would each DM present name a character and 2 unique powers based upon elements of the podcast or podcasters for their own defense of Canada? See, 3rd time's the
we got there. Yeah.
Okay, what would I name my character? I would do something so on the nose, like the first one that came to why is the first one that came to mind Beaver Eater?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Love it. You gotta roll with it now.
Something about beavers, because Canada.
You gotta roll with it.
2 unique powers based upon elements of the podcast. Definitely some like grappling ability, like a mimic. So perhaps some little arms. Just reach out and snatch. Snatch the snatch. And then
snatch the beaver.
We're going there. And then 2 unique powers. So one more. For their own defense of Canada. Oh, and then easily, because I'm also very data-based and scientific-based, would be using them to just chew on logs and stuff to build defensive walls. So, we're just going to go with that one for the second one.
Love it.
Steve, you're up.
I don't know if I can follow that. I think I would probably name it something like, I'm gonna really lean into the mimic elements, I suppose, and say like, like shapeshifter or like changeling. I think changeling's a good one. So I go with changeling as the name for the character, and then the first power would be almost like a wild magic effect, but like copying other people's abilities. So it would be like almost like rogue, I guess, like the ability to, or like was it Taskmaster?
Yeah, Taskmaster.
Yeah, and being able to just like, mimic other people's abilities and sort of like adapt to scenarios based on like what's happening around them. And then the other one would be, shape changing, to be able to like, so both physically and visibly change their appearance to adapt to whatever situation they find themselves in. Just, really leaning into that sort of mimic elements of what the podcast is.
I was also thinking mimic.
Yeah. The curse of going third.
Into the ladies of It's the Mimic and how raunchy we get all the time. So,
Stone giants. Yep.
Yeah. Always hard, man.
Literally.
So I was thinking the Mimic Mountie of Muskoka, because I love the alliteration. And Muskoka, I don't know, I love Muskoka. It's a fun word.
What is Muskoka?
Muskoka, it's like a region in Ontario. It's like Muskoka. Okay. It's like yeah.
Okay.
So so Mimic Mountie of Muskoka. So they would be one of their powers would be rule enforcement. So they would be able to like freeze time or like freeze the situation in order to cite either like rules as written or rules as intended, or like this is really actually probably what they creatively meant. So like that kind of debate that we all have. And then something like respectful detainment, where they get like grappled, but they're continuously saying sorry.
Oh my god. And yes, we did have to have some sort of Mountie in there. It just, love it. All right, number 5 is from Alan Brewbeard. What did you do to celebrate National Produce Misting Day?
What?
Oh, my favorite holiday.
The best.
What did I do on that day? I would have loved to like frolic through a misty forest like I was the produce. Maybe after consuming some sort of produce that creates illusions and psychedelic effects. That's what I would have done on that day, or did do on that day.
So on National Produce Misting Day, the most important holiday of the year, I went out and bought a bunch of produce. So I lined up like my cucumber and my zucchini and my eggplant, and I put them on little stands so I could properly spray them with a water sprayer. Sort of like maybe like a flared base of some sort that I just plopped them down into so that they would,
so they don't roll away. Yeah,
so they don't roll away, exactly. So I could get them properly, misted like all the way around, and lubricated, perhaps would be a word you could use for the misting effect that would be applied to my produce. And so they just sort of sat there all day, all nice and shiny and appropriately misted.
The good moist.
The good moist.
I did that for you, Ehlwyn.
No. Hate that word.
I know.
Yeah. For me, I packed up the tiny human and we went to the grocery store, and it was her first National Produce Misting Day, experiencing it. And, we had to just stand there and just watch the mist.
An important rite of passage for young Canadians.
Yeah. We just stood there and we were in the splash zone, so we got a little misty ourselves, but yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah, good fun.
Lovely. Well, we're moving on to question 6, which means a re-roll. Let's do it.
All right. See if we can do this in one try.
10. Don't
12.
roll a 10. Oh, God.
What?
We're good. What would you roll?
17 again.
Okay.
Why are we in the same order?
So Casey ties with herself, and I think hopefully me and Ehlwyn are done for the day for ties.
God damn. Okay. Well, here it is. This is from Zan. Do you like more Ghost in the Shell, 1995, or The Matrix? Matrix. It was just my intuition leading me that way. That's all I have to say.
Well, my answer is going to be similar because heretically, I have never watched all of Ghost in the Shell. I think I watched the first couple of episodes, and it just didn't hold my attention.
Fair.
So sue me. So yeah, I have to go with The Matrix on this one as well for sort of default win.
I am also going to say Matrix for default win because I don't know what Ghost in the Shell is, but also I don't actually remember ever watching the Matrix movies. I think I just know them because of pop culture.
It's very possible, and your love for Keanu Reeves. So.
Yes, I do, but I don't have memory of it. I feel like I had to have watched them in high school, but I don't have it's not like a go-to movie that I don't think I've watched it probably in 20 years then.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I watched any of those three movies actually. They're great. They are good, but it's been a very long time since I've watched any of them.
Yeah. So, but I mean I know the premise and the concept of Matrix, and I do like it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Matrix.
Yeah. To be fair, my kind of storytelling is usually very existential, and I like to sort of get outside of the realm of the standard day to day. And I would say that Matrix had an effect on that for me because it is that sort of existential idea of, okay, is the life we live every day truly the life that we live every day? And I love that kind of question. I like to play around with that a lot.
Yeah. Are we just living in a simulation?
Sure.
Yep.
I agree with you both. Where are we here? Okay, number 7. Acid dialogue. What episode had the best pun? Now, this is a challenging question just to have one in your brain at times because they've been epic and there's hundreds and hundreds of them, and I don't know how Adam always came up with them because some of them are amazing. But we did get a slight cheat sheet here, so I'm going to refer to it. Give me 3 seconds to let's see.
Oh, these are so good.
I know.
They're so good. It's actually hard to pick one. I have picked one, but it is a very difficult choice to make.
I have a tie for first. I have 2.
This is where I'm glad I get to go first. So I was on this episode, which is why I'm also picking it. Mummies. Raps artists spitting mad curses.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
I hear Megan in my brain saying this in the intro, and then us both going, "What?"
Fair enough.
So good.
I think my favorite one on this list is Celestials, obtuse angels for calculating sin. It's a really, really fucking bad math joke, and I love it.
It's a really bad math joke. Okay, my top 2, because I can't choose between these 2, is Illithids, don't hate the flayer, hate the brain.
Yeah.
That was my other one.
Or Ravnica, guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Love it.
That one's leaning heavy on dad joke for me.
Yeah.
Oh, are you from Ravnica?
Yeah.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just see a dad be like, get it? So good.
I love it.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, number 8. Another one from Sweetaboo. How often can players cry at the table before it becomes too often? I think if the same player cries every session, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, going quite far in the opposite direction, twice per campaign per person is allowed. And I'm talking Adam's campaigns, which last 3 to 5 years. So
Fair.
That's a pretty low percentage that I think is appropriate?
Yeah, this is a tricky question. And like, I think, I'm going to take this semi-seriously, so bear with me here. But like, I think that a lot of it does come down to your session zero on like, what kind of game are you trying to play? Are you trying to play the sadness simulator where everybody walks away with like a tragic backstory and like not really having achieved their main goal because that's what has caused them the most anguish and sadness? Then yeah, maybe the number of times crying at the table goes up a little bit. But if you're trying to play a beer and pretzels like ridiculous silly game, you've got players crying, you're doing something wrong. So I think yeah, like that the goalposts move a little bit depending on exactly what you are trying to accomplish. But I think the most important thing to remember is just like have like a framework in place to ensure that your players are okay. Take a break, take 5 or 10 to step away, let everybody else, go grab a drink or go to the washroom and just take that couple minutes just to sit down with that player and be like, hey, these good tears, are you, like, is this what you wanted out of the game? Is there things that we can be doing better to make sure you're having a good time? And like, if you are having that conversation with your player, they can probably cry as much as they want to, as long as it is setting the tone that everybody else is sort of on board for and comfortable with.
As Megan would say, we love a good aftercare.
Yes, absolutely we do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something very similar is like, it depends on what kind of cry it is. Like if it is a theater kid drama cry, like your character is crying and they should be crying, that's fine. But if it is like you have had a very heavy episode and like really dug into a backstory and maybe hit something a little bit personal and it turned into a therapy session. And I think that we've all kind of maybe had one of those, 1, 2, 3 of those in our lifetimes. That's definitely where, yeah, you have to touch base and be like, are we okay?
Yeah.
Do we need a
exactly.
breather? Let's go have a Timbit break and regroup.
Timbits fix everything.
Timbits fix everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would definitely say it all comes down to the type of crying. I am a very emotional person, and usually my tears are connected to my anger. And so when I get angry, I start crying. And so when I get angry at the table, I will start crying.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of crying is fine.
Okay.
Is it?
I don't know if we want to ask that question, Steve. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That is totally fine.
Emotional torture, not fine.
Got it. Oh, man.
All right, number 9 from another skip on Reddit. All right, this is another bit of an explanation one. And by the way, I am reading these for the very first time. So if I stumble, that is why. There is no prep.
We're all here.
We're not allowed to prep.
Same page.
Thanks, Adam. Okay. Having seen a thread where supposedly a Canadian general theorized they were going to be at war with Russia within 5 years, Canada is forced to draft the It's a Mimic podcast to support the defensive war.
Oh, shit.
What MOS and spec positions, I don't know what MOS means.
Military occupational specialist.
Okay,
Yep.
Thank you. Would each person in the It's a Mimic team end up being slotted in based upon their aptitude from role playing?
So this is like, would you be like an intelligence operator? Would you be an infantry? Would you be like a field medic? Would you be, kind of those sorts of things? Like, would you be drone operator?
Nice. Okay.
But based on their role-playing aptitude.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, I guess.
Okay.
It's a lot of people from the It's a Mimic team.
Let's do ourselves. How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
Yeah, I'm going to do the 2 of you. And then
Okay.
That's good. I like that.
Okay.
So I see Steve as the guy that is running out onto the battlefield to like replenish stocks of stuff, like say the boxes of like machine gun bullets, or if we're talking medieval times, the trebuchet. Because you are tall and you were like, I got this. You would be grabbing the boulders and being like, like running out there to like replenish the stocks. So
he is our resident giant.
Yes.
Yes. Love it.
Yes.
Fantasy 7, I would be the trebuchet.
Yes. Yes. And so when the trebuchet is destroyed, then they go, Steve!
Throw the boulder!
And Ehlwyn, you are so detail-oriented, and now I'm a little afraid to... I'd never want to see your angry crying. So I would say that you would be one of the, like, strategy generals that are, like planning out the attack maneuvers and the attack design, and then you are moving people forward, and you are on the comms like, okay, now left go, and then middle halt, and like all of that, because you will just have it all in your brain, and you will see it like get delivered out in front of you in the most like thing of beauty. So that's what I'm thinking.
Love that. Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's pretty spot on, because I was also thinking like tactics general for Ehlwyn. That was absolutely where I was going with that, like logistics, basically. Like, yeah, the woman in the chair.
Yes.
Lord.
It just has all of the screens up in front and the hundreds of like things, and then the comm, and it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, taking all the information in, diluting it down, and deciding where things need to be. Like, absolutely.
And then when things go to shit and like it pans to your face, you will be like so frustrated, and then a single tear will just come down. You'll be like, my masterpiece is fucking ruined. And it will be when Steve is hurling the things because the trebuchet got destroyed. And it's like, oh.
This is not how this was supposed to work.
Yeah.
So good. As for Casey. I kind of see Casey as like a squad leader, you know, like somebody who is up in the nitty gritty. Like you're taking charge, like you have your little like world is happening, but you are in charge of keeping your troops like engaged and on track and like on target. Like that is, you are like, okay, this is what needs to happen right here. We're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. And you're all going to like it.
Throwing in baseball, get out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where I see the two of you guys showing up and you know, leading our armies.
I was gonna say for Steve, I feel like you would be like an intelligence officer. Like you would be the one that is feeding us all of the information to be like, this is there, and like you'd be the man behind the curtain. Like you would just know everything. I feel like that would be very much you. And for Casey, like I feel like you would be, I mean, maybe this is just too niche on like what your actual profession is, but like I feel like you would be an R&D. Like you would be the one that creates the laser gun.
Yeah.
You would create a lightsaber for us to go use. Like you would really be like our weapons tech master scientist. Crazy scientist.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's maybe a little bit too on the nose, but like I just feel like, and maybe I guess it's not going against like the aptitude of your role playing, but like your guys is just aptitudes as humans.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know that any of us have sat at the table together like in an RPG.
I have with Casey, but we played princesses.
Yeah.
Oh right, yes. Yeah.
So
it was a little skewed in the role play.
That's fair. Yeah, not exactly wartime relevant. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But my character right now in Adam's campaign is a paladin artificer. So I feel like paladin-esque on like leading the charge, and then artificer like
as in like inventing and creating.
Perfect. We nailed you.
Stuff. So you guys did good. I'll allow it. Okay, we're on to number 10. Oh my gosh. And this patron's name, I have seen so much, and I have always in my brain said crisis.
Yep. Which is not how it's spelled.
No, but I'm like, is that where they're going? Because that's what always says in my brain. Are we accurate?
I don't know for sure. I remember there was a conversation about it at one point in the podcast, and I went, oh, and then of course it immediately fled my brain. So let's go with crisis. I think that's safe. And Crisis, if that is incorrect, please feel free to reach out and correct us, and we will try to retain that information for next time.
We will hear about it, and
Yep.
we love them. So here is
Yes,
the
we do.
What is your favorite or most memorable moment from any game you've played? A really memorable moment for me happened a few years ago when I had a bag of holding and an extra dimensional space. We had been attacked within an enormous barn, which housed all the livestock for the town we were in. Our enemies had dropped a torch when they died, and the fire was spreading. So to save the town, my character ran into the middle of it, opened his extra dimensional space, and threw his bag of holding into it. This created a portal which sucked him and all of the surrounding fire into the astral plane. Wow.
Cool.
That's is epic.
Badass. That is quick thinking and just badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Well, I'm not going to top that, but the one that always comes to mind for me is at the end of the previous campaign that Adam ran, where my character, Akra, who had basically turned pure evil and was just seeking more power and now is a lich. And Megan's character, Cora, who was a full-blown paladin turned dark as fuck. She had to do everything to stop Akra at the very end because she just didn't want to see Akra turn full lich. And so our story ends with me about to gain that power and Cora leaping and grabbing me and throwing both of us off of a cliff to our deaths.
Damn.
Yeah. And
Cool.
That was the end. And we both came back as undead monsters now that we are fighting in our current campaign, which is super fun. They're gonna both come up in our like later higher tier sessions. But that ending was quite epic and memorable.
Love it. So your talk about extra dimensional spaces triggered a thought in my head. I don't know if this is the most memorable moment I've ever had, but I remember it in this moment. So I guess that makes it the most memorable moment. So
Yep.
We're going to go with that.
By very definition, I'm pretty sure that is.
Technically, rules is written, which we're going to talk about in a minute, because I'm pretty sure that we break a couple here, but we got GM approval, so it's fine. So in a game I've been playing in recently, we were tasked with basically investigating a mine that was being run using like locals from a town and like against their will. But we didn't know where the mine was, so we had to find it. So we found out they were going to deliver a new shipment of locals out to the mine in a cart. So we waited outside of town, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to follow the cart in case it was like a long distance trip, because we weren't able to keep pace with it, drawn by horses. Like we weren't going to be able to run alongside in the woods and like not lose it. So I came up with an idea, and I was like, okay, well, if we cast Rope Trick, we'll get an interdimensional portal where I can stuff all of you, like the rest of the party, up into it, because they're not stealthy. I'm playing a ranger. I'm super, super stealthy, so I can hide in the dark and like get up underneath this carriage by myself. But like having all of these armored fellows around me, like try and like sneak across an open space up to a cart that's moving was not going to happen. So I cast Rope Trick, stuff all these people up inside of it, and then we just sort of we looked at the rules. Technically there is no rule saying that you can't move the extra dimensional space by pulling on the rope, so we just sort of dragged it along like a balloon with everybody stuffed up inside of it, and then I stealthed in underneath the carriage, tied the rope off to one of the axles, and then jumped up into it myself. And that lasts for, I think it's I don't have the rule book in front of me, but I think it's an hour or 2 hours, something like that, as long as you maintain concentration, which is fine because I'm sitting and relaxing inside this portal waiting for us to get where we wanted to go. And so we just basically like floated along underneath this carriage in our little comfortable extra dimensional space until the spell ran out, at which point we were just outside of the mine. So we snuck off into the woods, and I let everybody out, and the thing dissipated, and we were good.
Nice.
Yeah. Extra dimensional balloon.
Oh, that's like
remember that one.
That's like using what is it? The oh my god, why is my mind blanking on the name of the spell? It's the dome.
Like Liamon's Liamon's tiny hut?
Maybe.
Or the big one, the mansion?
Not the mansion. Yeah, it must be the tiny hut where you cast that in front of a door so that nobody can go through the door.
No, I don't. Someone's gonna tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just essentially, I think it's Lehman's tiny hut. It's essentially like essentially the dome that you cast that you can go in, and it's like protective dome, and only the people that you allow in the dome can actually pass through the dome. But then you like
lock a door with it.
Essentially, yeah, you can just, and I think it lasts for it's like 12 hours or something like that, because you can use it overnight. And so you just essentially like cast it in front of a door in a dungeon and GTFO and go like deal, and it just blocks the door from like a beholder coming through or like something coming through. Like,
I have never thought about that, and that is amazing.
GMs hate this one trick.
I have not done that before. I have heard of people doing that before, but like that whole like skirting around the rules, it's not written that you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. GM approval, right? That's sort of where it all comes down to. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so memorable moment for me. This one, I think for me, so I played in a campaign with Megan 10, 12 years ago, like something like, I think it was like 10 years ago. And it was more of a homebrew. It was called the Yokai Diary. So it was a like Japanese based, Megan played at Uni. I played a Kitsune. And it was very like more like ancient Japan samurai kind of based. Really cool. The moment it happened very early in the campaign, we were all still kind of getting used to our characters and kind of finding our footings with our characters and things like that. The character that I played, she initially was a bard. And I had intended to play, because like I always played like the rogue with the tragic backstory, or like, you know, like I always played damaged, sad characters. And I was like, I'm going to play a bard. I'm going to play a happy bard. I'm going to do this. It's going to be great. I'm going to be like the plucky one at the table. And I'm going to like keep the spirits up. And like, I'm going to be like the vibe bringer.
Mm-hmm.
5 episodes I made it into the campaign of being the happy one until I got absolutely psychologically destroyed and then multi-classed into warlock.
Darkness.
Yeah. So essentially what had happened was my backstory, because I was a Kitsune, and we started the campaign in a very small fishing village, where like the yokai it's not so much like they're not really in that area. So Kitsune are not really common being in that area. And so I had disguised myself to be just a young like tea maiden, like essentially like I would serve tea in a tea house. And there was a forest adjacent where like all the yokai lived and things like that. And Kitsune being fox people, like I had like a large family of Kitsune sisters and things like that. But my backstory and like my cover story for In the Village was I actually lived with my aunt and uncle and cousin in like a house down the road. So everything was all great. We all decided like we were all going to start the campaign. I can't remember what our actual like reason why we were leaving, what the motivation for leaving was. But anyway, we all go on the trail and things like that. And we get to what is the house that is supposed to be that my like aunt and uncle and cousin live in. And they're just like murdered.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. But the DM, he was like, well, he's like, he's like, they're fake. Like, these were never like, so what? Because I was a Kitsune, my actual like maternal mother, I didn't know that like the mother that I was born, like that I was growing up with in the forest, that wasn't my actual mother, that my actual mother was a deity. Mm. And she was like, I just created these people for you so that you would have some like stability and things like that. And just like absolutely like, and so I just remember being in a city and like talking with an NPC and being like, my entire life is a lie. Everything that I know is not what I know. and like absolutely spiraled. And I'm like, if my aunt and uncle and cousin are fake, I'm like, does that mean all of my siblings are fake? Like my mom and my dad and like everybody like and like I couldn't go back to the village to go see if anybody, and like the look on the DM's face was like, oh God.
Oh no.
I just broke her. But it was just like, I think what stuck out because it was so memorable was because it was like the first time that I actually got into the head of a character and like actually role played it. Because I was actually crying at the table.
Not angry crying, but
no, this was like a dramatic, like my entire life is a lie. I am being manipulated by this person. And then I multiclassed into a warlock and she became my deity and gave me powers and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, it was like five episodes that I was like, I'm going to be this happy, plucky little bard. And then that didn't happen.
Wow.
Like, okay, that's fine. Psychological damage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's heavy at 5 episodes.
Yes.
Sometimes it be that way.
It do be like that sometimes. I think we're up to our next die roll.
Yep. We are. Let's do it.
13.
6. I am rolling low.
I also wrote 13.
Why is this happening?
Roll off.
10.
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, you're up
Why?
again in the same order.
Why does it roll? This is my game dice because I panicked because I didn't have dice. So I grabbed my game dice. Why is it rolling this epic while a mailbag episode's going on? Meanwhile, I'm getting nat 1s and 2s in game. Like, what the? Oh
because it knows your DM 1, so it knows that you just got to keep the pace.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh my God. I apologize. Okay, so then what was the other ones? I blanked. Yeah.
The other one?
I was a 6.
I was 13. So
we're in the same order again.
We sure are. We're really mixing it up here. Keep things super interesting.
Hey, there's something about consistency. So
do you want to switch it up? Do you want me to go first?
No, the dice have spoken.
The dice have spoken.
Can't disregard the dice.
The rules. The rules. Right. Number 11 is from Zan. In the depth of your heart, do you want to write your own TTRPG or drastically change one that you've already run? So I actually inadvertently started writing my own campaign. That's as far as I'm going to get with being that creative. There is no freaking way I could like create my own TTRPG. It just can't happen. I can't. It would take me like years and years because I would overthink it and over critique it. And I'd be like, oh, wait, this could be better.
But it would be amazing when it was done.
Yes, if anyone ever got to see it. But yeah, I would love to think I could, but in my heart of hearts, I can't. The closest I will get is writing like a homebrew campaign using existing rules in a TTRPG.
Yeah, I also would love to say that I could just write my own. But realistically, like I would want a framework to work from, especially since I've never done anything like that before. Like I have, written my own campaigns, but like to come up with a fully like innovative new system is just such a huge undertaking. And to be fair, obviously there are rules light systems that are like a little bit more simple. There's a system that I've played before called Print Weaver, which basically allows you to build characters using your fingerprints. It's super cool and it's super like rules light, but even that just requires like a certain level of like thinking outside the box and coming up with your own unique concept. And like there's always going to be room for new TTRPGs and so on and so forth. But because in the same way that like Casey is somewhat of a like perfectionist, I am also somewhat of a perfectionist, and I would struggle a lot with like, well, why would I make this new TTRPG when there's already this other one that does it, just as well or in its own way or whatever it might be. So I think my answer has to be that I would probably find one that already exists, take what I like about it, and then adjust the parts that I don't to fit the story that I wanted to tell.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, homebrew.
Well, yeah. If it ain't broke, only fix the parts of it that aren't broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That are
yeah, that. Whatever. I don't know.
We get it.
This is why I'm not writing my own.
Yeah, no, I'm completely in the same boat as you guys. I am too much of a perfectionist. I mean, I'm the type of person that like when I sit down to write something, I edit before it's finished, which is a writer's worst thing that they could do. You do not edit until it is finished.
Yes.
Steve, who you're almost finished writing your book?
I am almost finished writing my book, and
Yeah.
I nearly didn't get to this point because I started to edit it. I gave it to an editor, got feedback, and decided to start trying to write it again from the beginning to fix things.
100%. I would do that.
Yes.
I would do that with it. Like if I tried to, that being said, if I was to do something, I feel like I would create something that's very similar to something like, I don't know, like Dread or like Honey Bear Heist or something like that. Something that is light, quick, very few rules. Because really, if I started getting into the rules, I feel like I would be too militant. And like, I don't think that I would be able to release it into the world because people would play it wrong.
Or they would tell you that you did it wrong.
Or they would
almost be worse.
Yeah. And so I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I feel like it would have to be something that was so light on rules that it was just like, this is the structure and go do with it as you will, rather than do something like Daggerheart or Weaver, or just essentially reinvent something. Don't reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
It works. If it's rolling down the hill, you're good.
Fair.
Yeah. And then drastically change something that you've already run. Like, no, I wouldn't say drastically change. I would say homebrew it. Sure. Take, creativity rules with a grain of salt in certain cases, but I wouldn't say drastically change anything. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Number 12 is from another skip on Reddit. Did Adam, in his infinite wisdom, miss putting asteroid mimics into the Pandora's Box LP? Winky face. This is Dragon's Vault on Baccarat. I actually don't know what that's referencing. Can anyone insight me?
I don't know either.
Backer kit?
Yes.
I don't know what that
Backer
is.
kit. No, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We have failed you. We have failed this on Reddit. However, Adam rarely misses things. So
yeah.
I am going to say he either considered it and was like, absolutely not. We're not doing this. And then intentionally did not do it. Or he like nixed it from the beginning in the sense of like, nah, we're not going down there. Not even thinking about it at all.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Adam is too organized and too like on top of things to ever miss something.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing, I get this is a silly question, but I'm going to fall into my trap of becoming too serious about silly questions, which is just that, like, I think because, like, I as one of the editors for Pandora's Box and as well as one of the characters on Pandora's Box, the aim was to make it as sort of like dark and scary and like serious as possible. And as much fun as asteroid mimics may have been, they don't exactly fit that theme. Like asteroids flying at you and suddenly sprouting teeth and a big long tongue is going to ruin the mood. At least the spooky mood. It might absolutely set the tone for a very different kind of campaign. And I think if it wasn't set in the Alien universe, that could have been an awesome fight. But for what we were trying to do for that very spooky sort of like style for around Halloween, it's not quite on vibe.
Yeah, not as serious as you wanted it.
Yeah, it's like asteroid mimics. Well, yeah, but maybe in a different scenario.
Yeah.
I pose a question back to you? What do asteroid mimics eat in deep space? What are they trapping? What's out there?
What is out there? Are you asking us or them?
No, them. Yeah, I don't know. Answer on Reddit or on the Discord, whatever works. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Lovely. Okay, let's move on to
Ehlwyn.
Adam rants about movies and actors he hates all the time. What movies and actors drive the other hosts crazy?
Oh, that's a big question.
That is a big question.
How pissed off do I want to make people?
I have so many opinions about this.
I know.
Just go full into it.
Yeah, give your hottest take, and
oh God.
You want to come back to you? Need a minute.
Sure. Do you have something?
Okay.
Do I get to do a pass? I feel like that's a thing.
Why not?
The hold action.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do that.
So I don't know about movies particularly. I'm sure there are some, but they're not coming to mind at the moment. But in terms of actors, or in this case, actress, I find Awkwafina to be one of the most obnoxious actresses on the big screen. I don't know what it is, but there is just something. First of all, Awkwafina. That I first of all, I'm assuming that's not your real name. I hope that's not your real name. If it is your real name, I'm so sorry that your parents named you after a water brand. There's just something about that name that just it's almost like nails on a chalkboard to me. I just don't get it. And then it's spelt like aqua, like AWK, like awkward Fina. And I don't know. There's something about it that's just that. And then of course her persona and her style is very much like, I am the awkward girl that I am going to say awkward things and you're just going to have to deal with it because I'm awkward. And there's just something about that style of comedy and that style of character that I just cannot. I just can't. I rewatched the Ten Rings, the Marvel movie, Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
Like a couple months ago, and that movie is actually considering the fact that it came out in the post Endgame era, it's actually a pretty decent Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But she drives me up the wall every scene she's in. It is nails on a chalkboard, and I'm just I can't do this.
Yeah.
I really, oh my God, I just can't. So yeah, that is my pet peeve actress. I just can't handle her.
I had to Google it because I had to Google who she was because I was like, who is she? But as I was like, yeah, okay, so I know her from Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
She is also in that. Also, her legal government name is Nora Lum, so she has chosen Awkwafina as her stage name. So that's a choice.
Yeah, Nora. There's nothing wrong with Nora. That's a great name.
Nora Lum, that is a professional actress name.
Yeah.
Anyway. For me, okay. I have a lot. I am an opinionated human being.
Pick your best.
Okay. There's a lot of actors and actresses that I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't like Timothée Chalamet. I don't understand why people are absolutely going gaga over this waif of a human being. I feel like I could just blow and he would just fall over.
What is he in? Who is this?
Dune. He's also dating Kylie Jenner.
Okay.
He's in Little Women. He's Charlie and the Willy Wonka. He plays young Willy Wonka. He's in a bunch of things. He is so big right now, and I'm like, why? I don't get it. I don't understand why he is being cast in so many things. There's a lot of them. Also, I don't know if you could call them actors. Kim Kardashian, get off my screen.
Yeah.
Please just
Agreed.
Get off my screen. Stop making these people famous for being famous.
Yeah.
That's my rant. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I have come a long way in liking ridiculous comedies. But I cannot get on board with the Naked Gun shows.
Okay.
And I know there's a new one that came out recently, and I cannot will myself to I'm I told my partner, I was because he was oh my God, it looks so good. I'm you absolutely can watch that when I am not here.
Love Liam Neeson. Love Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Love them together. Really weird movie to put them in together.
Yeah, and I just can't get behind that ridiculous chaos. It's too far. Yeah. And I just no, this is making me too uncomfortable. I need to stop. I need to walk away.
I get secondhand embarrassment really, really easy
Me too.
from movies. And so like when it's like cringe funny, I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah.
I s-
It's like it's too far. Like I'm already cringing and looking away, and then it goes that
Yeah.
next level. Like
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I struggled with The Office for the longest time. You know, like I mean, considered to be one of the best comedy television shows of all time. And like, to be fair, every time I tried to start it, I always started on season one because, of course, you watch everything season one to last season.
yeah.
And the season one is the worst. It is so painful. The
Yeah, I
awkward.
couldn't get through it.
It's through the roof. It's just so bad. It's so hard to watch. And finally, I like my partner was like, "You haven't seen The Office? Like, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I just can't. Like, I just can't. It
Yeah.
actually causes me physical pain. I cannot."
Yes.
And she's like, "Okay, let's just start on season 2." And I was like, "You can't just start on season 2." She's like, "You can. We will. It'll be fine." And after a while, I did get into it, although there are still like little periodic bits and pieces throughout that show that literally left me sitting on the couch, rocking back and forth, going, I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this."
Yeah. There are some aspects of it that I love.
Yep.
I love all Jim's pranks on Dwight. Like
Yes.
like putting all of his like his stapler in Jello, like all of that. Love that. That was the whole reason why I actually watched the series, and I've only watched it once. And it was only because there was like for the longest time, I think it was my like Instagram reels was like my algorithm was shooting off just like Jim pranking Dwight reels. And I was like, these are funny. I should watch this. And like took me forever to get through season 1. And like
You actually finished today. Goddamn.
took me forever to get through season 1. But it was just like, yeah, when I actually ended up watching the whole thing, yeah, there are funny aspects to it. I know Steve Carell had said if they tried to make The Office today, it would not get greenlit because
Correct, yeah.
the jokes that they make are so off color now. And I totally agree that it would have gotten canceled after the first season.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's interesting because they're doing a spinoff right now called The Paper. Which is set, yeah, it's been set in the same world like several years later. It only has a couple of the characters, like, and there's like cameos and stuff.
Yeah.
But I watched like the first 3 episodes or 4 episodes, and I was like, this is okay. You know, like it went too far the other direction. Like it is just because they can't do some of the stuff that they wanted to do with The Office. It doesn't have that same sort of like impact.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a good place in the middle there somewhere, but like finding that is difficult. But anyways. We should probably move to the next question
I feel like the 3 of us could probably rant quite a bit on.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a very low question. It's a great question.
Yeah.
But we got to move on. All right. So let's move on to number 14 from Terror Pickle. From a DM's perspective, what class do you feel is the hardest to prep for or run a game for, and why? Not limited to mechanics, but also story and narrative elements. Sorcerer for me, because there has to be some level of backstory that tells the story of how they got where they got, and like something like a barbarian really doesn't have to have a lot of context rolling into it. So I would say, the ones that are a little more complex in how they're created are made.
Not to poke a hole in your answer here, so tell me to fuck off if need be. But isn't Sorcerer the one that inherently has magic?
Yeah.
So
but it's like there has to be that, right? And so there has to be a story on like how they got it, where it originated, and revealing that whole
how it became innate instead of like a wizard where it's easy. I picked up a book.
I picked up a book and decided to apply myself. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Warlock is a close second for a similar thing in that like it's who's it gonna be that they're like connected and screwed over by?
That was going to be my answer.
The mother that they didn't know about.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. But I agree. I think my answer was going to be Warlock because like I feel like Warlock is one of those classes that is underutilized by DMs because I think a lot of the time it is just like I want to be a Warlock, so I'm going to pick this pact, and because I have this pact, it just works.
Yeah.
Whereas if you really want to pay off that choice and that connection, you have to design the being, the entity that is giving those abilities. You have to determine why they originally like made that pact, and maybe you can offload some of that work onto your player. But then once you've got that information, it becomes a part of their character's story, and like generally, it is an impactful part. Like, do they regret the pact they made? Do they enjoy the powers it grants them, and like are living in the moment and not thinking about the future and the things that they will have to pay out at one point? Like thinking about like Baldur's Gate 3, there's a character in there called Will who has made a pact with a demon to have his powers and regrets it. And it becomes an interesting interplay of like trying to figure out how he's going to live with himself in this new reality that he has been thrust into as a result of this decision that he made to, I believe, save his father.
It was, to save his father.
Spoilers. Sorry.
It's been out.
Yeah, I'm a
Baldur's
spoilers.
Gate's been out for a while.
I'm a spoilers guy. I hate spoilers, so I do apologize if that upsets anybody. I am very careful about that usually, and I've spilt the beans here. So yeah, I don't know, I think Warlock requires a lot of extra work on the DM's part, but doing it properly can really reward your player and give interesting moments for like character growth and like learning about one's past, or potentially like having the party discover that like this person has done something terrible in the past to be able to do the things he can do today. That's my thought on it.
Yeah. For me, I was thinking something like Rogue. One, because it's so commonly played that trying to come up with something that's going to be a little bit more unique for it is difficult. But two, because for me, Rogue is a class that's got a lot of layers to it. So there's a lot of interconnection that a rogue has in multiple different cities. And maybe that makes it a little bit easier because there's so many connections, but I think it's a lot more work building it out to have, like you're not just, I decided to become a pickpocket. Like there's an entire like Thieves Guild interconnectivity that could go into a rogue's backstory. And so building that out and still trying not to make them a murder hobo.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for a rogue to just, I'm a pickpocket, I just decided to be like a garbage human being and like I'm just here for the funds. Giving some depth to a rogue is a little bit more difficult, or like it can be done, but I find that one's a little bit more challenging. I think it's just so easy for that to slip into murder hobo.
Sure.
I like it. Number 15 from Makusa DM. Not sure what episode it was, but Lady Mimics, why the Kikyo slander? Oh my god.
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha, Kagome was not better.
I think this might be an Ehlwyn question.
No, I was
No?
not on that episode. No, so I don't know what episode this was either. Kikyo is actually, so I don't know Inuyasha that well, but Kikyo is one of the only characters that I do know, and I love her. So I don't know who was bashing her, but I will have words with them.
We
Turns
need
out
more
it's Megan.
context on this one because
It might have been Megan.
We're gonna blame Megan today on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have never seen Inuyasha, so
I know of it, but the funny thing is that Kikyo is the only like character that I know off of it.
Yeah.
So
I don't even have that. So
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it as well, and like I know what the titular character kind of looks like, sort of, kind of. But
we're gonna blame Megan.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, we have made it to another rolling session. I need you to do better.
Well, I rolled a 13, so I'm just consistent over here.
I rolled a 16.
I rolled a 14, so at least I'm not going first.
I'm last. All right.
Changed the order. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't have to just sit here and listen to you guys now.
You get first dibs.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. So question number 16 is from Zan. What's the difference, if any, do you notice when running games for players who never DM versus games with DMs finally getting to be players? I think this is a really good question. There are definitely a lot of differences for players who have never DM'd versus DMs that are finally getting to play. I think DMs that are finally getting to play, they're either like they have the most intricate backstory because they know how much time and effort goes into actually building out a campaign and like running sessions and things like that they want to try and like for forever DMs that actually finally get to play, they're like, I am going to give you all of the things that you need because I know how difficult it is for you. Or they're going to play the most nonsensical, absolute murder hobo character because all they want to do is sit there, not think, and have fun. So there's that's like the two levels of a DM who, or a player who has been a DM that is now getting to play. For players that have never DM'd, I think that this doesn't go for all players, but I think that there tends to be a little bit of a lack of understanding of how much prep has actually gone into it, like how much prep the DM has actually put into it, how much time, effort. It's not just making the maps and it's not just kind of sketching out a rough scenario of it. Like there are full layers that have gone into it that a lot of people don't realize what is behind the screen. And so I think that there's sometimes a little bit of an unappreciation to it. Players can get distracted. I mean, we live in a technological world, so, phones at a table is a huge DM pet peeve. But I think, those are the players that you can kind of tell they haven't really stepped into the shoes of a DM before. Because they don't put as much into it. They're there for the fun, which is great, but they're not as invested. That being said, I have played at a table with players who have never DM'd before and are in it.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think it just kind of depends on the person.
Yeah, I think there are absolutely differences. There, like, it's not if any, there is differences.
Yeah.
I find when I'm running games for players who have never DM'd, I feel like there is less pressure, and they're more just embracing what I'm telling them and how I'm leading them, versus DMing a game where there are DMs that are players. I will overthink because if I get a rule wrong, I will be like, fuck, Adam knows that rule is wrong. And sometimes, depending on what that person is, they may end up just speaking out and correcting you constantly for maybe some things that are important, but some things that maybe aren't. Like, it's just like, let's just roll with it. So I feel like when you know that somebody, especially if it's a seasoned DMer, is playing the game, I will then feel like I need to even level it up more, and then it just adds more prep on my side. So there's absolutely a different perspective for me with who I'm playing for, DMing for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think that the thing, like, and so this is going to be a generalization, like flat out, like there's no one rule that really applies to everybody because you have more experienced non-DM players and less experienced non-DM players, and you have more experienced DMs and less experienced DMs, and depending on their level of experience, it'll change how they react. But I would say that the most sort of stereotypical truth I could say about this is the big difference between DM players and non-DM players is interplay. So DMs know better how to work with other players to either bubble them up or to find ways to interact with the other characters in the party to highlight either their own skills or the other player's skills. So because they understand not only just their own characters, but like how an entire party works together best because they're used to managing that. They understand how to, yes, and other players into spotlights and to build them up and have them have their special moments, and then also orchestrate events that they're able to put their own character into a moment of strife or character development because they're used to being able to like manufacture those events for other players as the DM. Whereas I find that players that are not DMs are more focused on their own character and doing what is best for them, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a criticism. It's just that the worldview of like the larger scope and also understanding the rules in a larger scope just doesn't always when you are a player first, you are focused on, okay, I am playing this class that does these things, and this is how I can help the party in a fight. You're not thinking about how that class over there, like a paladin, could interact with my class, which is a rogue, to give like some kind of a special boost or whatever. Like, or maybe I can give the paladin an opportunity to catch me stealing and like talk about how righteous he is or whatever. Like they're just not thinking beyond sort of what I want to do today. And I think DMs have a little bit more of an awareness that allows them to sort of just be a group player in a way. Again, not a universal role, but I would say that those are the two biggest things that I've sort of noticed about playing with each of those two types of players.
That is a well-rounded answer, and I am still hearing the word interplay. And you're like,
Also perked my ears up as well.
The word came out of my mouth and immediately I was just like, this is going to be...
Not the right crowd.
I got to take flack for this, aren't I?
Love inclusion.
Yes.
Alrighty. Question number 17 from Sweetaboo. What is the best legal but unethical way to make a quick buck? So this is like an actual serious answer that it's completely legal, but I find it to be a little bit on the unethical side. I think that there's an actual word for it, or an actual phrase for it. I think it's called predatory flipping. But essentially it is individuals who go around to things like estate sales, garage sales, things like that, where they know the value of an item and they barter it down or they take advantage of the people because they're if it's an estate sale, they just are trying to sell off, their deceased family's property.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't done their research and they're going through the grieving process. And somebody walks in and is like, I know that this is worth $5,000, but I'm going to offer $25 for it. Not illegal, but pretty damn slimy.
Yeah.
So I would say this is a serious answer. I have seen TikToks and Instagram reels of videos of people that have done that where they'll go through and they literally have eBay up on their phone and they have the item and they're like, oh, this is selling for $900 on eBay. This person has it marked for $5 on this table. And they're like, I'm going to buy it. And then they try and barter it down and they get it for $3. And then they turn around and they sell it on eBay for $900. Schemy.
Yep.
Yeah, icky about
Icky. So that's my serious answer. I could have come up with some sort of ladies mimic feet pick answer or something like that, but
yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Speaking of icky, wearing panties all day and then putting it in a Ziploc bag and mailing it to someone because they paid you for them.
or the bathwater.
Or bathwater. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Again, we don't yuck people's yums.
Yeah.
But
it just seems a little too far. We've lost something in making money off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's a market for everything on the internet, unfortunately.
There is.
Yeah, I will say at least there's no victim in that per se.
Yeah,
it is a bit true. They are willing to paying for it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. So I have two answers. The first one is CEOs. That's it. That's the answer. The other answer I have is scalpers.
Is that a quick buck though? Is a CEO a quick buck?
If you were born into it, yes.
Oh, that's true. Very true. Very true. Nepotism.
Yeah.
So nepotism is the answer.
Nepotism, yeah, sure. High level nepotism, absolutely. My other answer is scalpers, though. People who will go and buy entire pallets of Pokemon cards or the new video game limited editions or whatever, or tickets to a concert. Fuck you, man. Those are for people to enjoy, and you are buying them at the price they're supposed to be sold for, and then tripling, quadrupling, and selling them back to people for exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Just I understand it's hard out there, but can we maybe not?
Yeah. I have seen that done with books as well, where authors will release like a limited edition on Kickstarter or Patreon, or just through their like mailing through like contests and things like that. Like you get a signed limited edition copy of this, and
Yep.
someone will literally, they'll win it and then they'll turn around and they'll sell it for $500 on eBay.
Super shitty. It takes the excitement out of it, right? It's just like, you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
There was another thing. So my partner, my husband, he has been a Magic the Gathering player for 30 something years. I'm going to age him. He's old. um, but I was talking to him the other day because I saw a reel about this guy that was buying certain cards because a new card in a set that's supposed to be coming out works really well with this card. So he's buying up the stock of it right now.
Oh, caltrops.
To like jack up the price of this Magic card in the future, because it's going to become a huge demand. But he's got like 500 of this card that he bought for 50 cents, and it's like projected that he can sell it for like 10 or 12 bucks a card afterwards. And I'm like, that is, and he's like, yeah, he's like, people do that. I'm like, that is so stupid.
Yeah. It sucks when it, like, you know, if you want to do that, go trade stocks. That's what they're there for.
Right? Yeah.
You know, no, like there is no victim there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, besides yourself sometimes. That's,
Yeah.
you know, the risk you take. But the same thing, right? You're buying something low and hoping it goes up in price. And
Yeah.
It's just a shame that like people can't play card games because somebody has decided it is now their retirement strategy or whatever it might be. Like, it's just a bummer. Anyways.
Yeah. Alrighty. Next one from Diggly Blue Moonya. What is the last novel you read and how was it? Not a novel, read a book. Goodnight Moon. Read it to my daughter this evening. No, I'm joking. No, okay, so this is Anna's answer. I have continuously gone back to this one book because it is very puzzling and it is a very complex book. It is called S by Doug. What is his name? Doug. Oh my goodness, I'm going to Google this because the name is escaping me. So it's J.J. Abrams and Doug. Doug Dorst. So this book S is a book within a book. So the main book, when you unsleeve it, is a book called The Ship of
Theseus?
Yeah, The Ship of Theseus.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of this book?
No, but I know what Ship of Theseus is.
Okay, so it's the ship. So it's a book called The Ship of Theseus. And you can read the novel that they wrote of The Ship of Theseus. And it's like a very, like it is the type of book that would be dissected in like a
English
200 lit course, like class, like not 300 or 400, but like a 200, like getting into it type thing. A little bit pretentious, very much like just an English lit book. But what absolutely has drawn me to it is the layers that J.J. Abrams and Doug have added into it, where the story within a story is, it's annotated by two characters that have been checking it out in the library and communicating back and forth with each other by annotating the book. So it's got comments and everything. So it is she is I believe she's a English master's student or something like that, and he is like a grad student or something like that. I don't know, or like she's an undergrad and he's a grad student or whatever. But they've checked it out of their university library and they are having conversations. They've never met in real life, and they're having conversations with each other, and they end up falling in love with each other. And so there's things like
to know the whole story.
Well,
to know the whole story.
So there's things like there's movie ticket stubs and there's postcards and there's all of these different things that have been added into the book as well. So when you actually open up, like it's got all of these pieces to it. And so as you're reading The Ship of Theseus, you are also reading this connection story between these two antagonists. Really cool. I keep going back to it because there's so many different layers to it. And like, I feel like you have to flip back and forth because you're on like page 5 and you're reading something, but they reference something that happened like to the end of the book because they've reread it so many times that they're annotating it in like multiple conversations. So you have to like read it a couple of times to go back through it.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's got a lot of layers. It's just one of those like, yeah. It's like Cain's Jawbone. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that one as well. Cain's Jawbone is a book that you're supposed to actually take the pages out of and reorder, and nobody's ever actually figured out what the order of the book is supposed to be.
Is it like adult versions of Choose Your Own Adventure?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like really, really, really complex.
Yeah.
Things I read at 1 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
Yeah, I've read it. Like, I was talking to a coworker about a book recently. Unfortunately, I cannot remember the name of it, but it's sort of a similar idea where the way the book is written reflects the things happening on the page. So like it's like a pseudo horror novel. So like there's a part where like they're being chased and like the words get farther and farther apart on the page as they're being chased. So it's like it's sort of like visually representing what is happening by like the way that the text is formatted. Cool like alternative book writing. I love it.
Yeah.
Total sidebar from the editor here. Sorry for interrupting here, but I feel like I can give a little bit more context for people. What they're talking about is ergodic text. This is essentially where the footnotes or the style of the typefacing or the font size or the font type or whatnot changes and gives additional context to the words, often with multiple points of view. Doug Dorst and J.J. Abrams did S, which is what Ehlwyn was just talking about. The only horror novel that I can think of off the top of my head that does that famously is House of Leaves. I suggest that people look into it only if you want a very, very, very deep challenge, but I believe that's the book that Steve is talking about. I have read about a third of it, and someday I will sit down with a notepad, I will go back and I will start again, because there's a lot. I think there are multiple storylines going on in that one at the same time, and there are contextual text clues for things. Anyway, it's wild. But that's what they're talking about here. If anyone is curious and they want to dig in deeper, ergodic literature is what you're talking about, or ergodic text. So it's Ergodic. It's very interesting, but it's also very challenging.
All right. Well, it's the holiday season, so their most recent book that I finished, which was maybe like 4 days ago, was called Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, and it's kind of on the hot list right now in Goodreads, so I thought I would give it a try. I enjoyed it. I think I am going to give it if I really enjoy something, I give it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. And I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5, which is still a great rating. But yeah, it was good. It's good. But like, yeah. Cool. That's my short and simple answer.
Worth reading. Paranormal holiday romance novel about the ghost of Christmas past. Adorable. Yeah. I just Googled it. I need things to read.
It's a cute read. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay. So the book that I read most recently, technically, I guess, is not the most recent thing I read, but the last thing I read was a Star Wars novel, and nobody wants to hear me talk about Star Wars more. I have an entire episode on that. The most recent book I want to talk about that I read not too long ago is called Thief Taker, which is a book by Jackson DB, or DB Jackson, I guess. And it is set in, I think it's 18th century Boston, and it is a low magic setting where basically some people have like sort of like they're kind of like warlock-esque in the sense that they have like a patron that's it's like a spirit or some kind of ethereal form that will like follow them around and grant them magical power. And it's not like, fireball or anything like that, but it'll be like rituals that you cast that will give you little bits of information or whatever. So this main character is a thief taker, which is basically a vigilante that they find thieves. That is their job. Is they get hired out when something is stolen from a residence to go and find that person and bring back whatever was stolen from that residence. And in this world, because it is sort of like alternate history. Like there are like real true events that are set around what is happening throughout the course of this book, which have been augmented with sort of the more magical side. It is really cool because I do like the idea that like magic is scary. Magic is unknown. Like people who can do actual genuine magic, not just like, oh, it's a witch because she's smart. No. Like can actually cast spells, can actually do fucking like unknown weird shit that other people just cannot do. They are feared as a result. Like knowing that you can cast magic is something that is very detrimental to your well-being because people will hunt you down for it because it is like sort of like, oh, you're not allowed to do that kind of idea. So really, really cool sort of setting. I like the blending of fantasy and like reality and being able to sort of like play around in a historical setting and a historical event.
Yeah.
And it's basically a murder mystery that takes place during a very like a period of unrest and upheaval in Boston. So really cool.
Amazing. That is also now on my list of things to read.
I think we just gave like at least 4 recommendations there.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Alrighty. Question 19 from Acid Dialogue. Why haven't we done an episode together yet? You haven't asked.
And then blame Adam.
Yeah, it's Adam's fault, really. I mean, Adam is in control of all of our schedules when it comes to the podcasts. He's the one that assigns us to everything. Blame Adam.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Star Wars? We could talk about Star Wars. I'm really good at that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just
also,
ask.
I'm new here.
Yeah.
I'm the new kid. I can only do so many episodes.
I feel like you have been on more than I. Like you are quickly encroaching on being on everything.
Pick it up, Ehlwyn. What are you, like, busy with a kid or something? God.
Right? Yeah, I've just got a tiny human I'm trying to keep alive. Sorry. Alrighty, question 20 from Alan Brewbeard. Do mood rings really work? He was currently listening to Lord, to the song by Lord when he asked this. I'm going to get like technical on it. I'm going to say from a biological level, yeah, they kind of technically do work because biologically your skin does change temperatures based off of your mood. If you're calm, if you're excited, if you're mad, things like that. From a very minute biological level, you do fluctuate in heat. And so, yes, they do kind of work. Kind of. Yep. So I'm going to say yes, maybe. Casey, more of a STEM answer, please.
See, I'm going to say they work in the sense that they change color, but they change color based on temperature around them, not your mood.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't on this one. Hey, and I had them when I was a kid.
Oh, sure. Didn't we all?
But yeah, if you're fucking freezing because it's fucking freezing, it's going to be
blue as shit or black.
Yeah. I was going to say it works really well if you're sad in the freezer. It works really well if you're angry in a desert.
Yeah. Right.
And if you're just having sort of a good day and it's like a sunny day outside, nailed it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, debatable.
Yeah. So someone who enjoys the cold and hates the heat is going to be really frustrated by their mood.
Yeah. Which would be me. Love the cold, hate the heat. Mood rings never worked because I was miserable in the hot and very happy as a clam in the cold.
Correct.
So, yes, no, maybe, not really. Depends on what color you assign the mood.
True.
Yes, that's true too.
Reality is based on perception.
Alrighty, we are on to question
dice.
number 21. Let's roll for the last 5 questions.
14.
2.
I'm lying on what I'm gonna say. I rolled.
A 1?
Not going first again. Okay, I rolled a 16, and based on doing 3 of the 4 thus far, I am defaulting to Steve. You're going first.
Okay,
Steve, you're going first.
I suppose. I'm telling Adam though. All right. First question of the final 5, number 21, another skip on Reddit. Would you start up a 4th edition D&D game as your next game? No, I would not, honestly. Not because I particularly hate 4th Ed, although it is not my favorite system, if I'm being perfectly honest. But because I have about 5 different games in my back pocket right now, using about 5 different systems. The last thing I need is a 6th system. I cannot. I am already having enough time like trying to figure out like all of the things I'm already like working on. I have too many. I could try and list them off, but we'd be here all day.
He's rubbing his head. He is already going into existential crisis thinking about his existing stuff.
You're not wrong. Like realistically, it is what like the curse and the blessing of a creative to have too many ideas, because it's so hard to figure out which one you want to work on and which one's good, and like the minute details of it, and then like your muse shifts its fickle attentions to a different one and you're in the middle of prepping for the other one. You're like, no, not right now. And then for me in particular, there's a book that I'm trying to write as well that we mentioned earlier, which is separate entirely. So that's a whole other thing that I'm trying to fucking deal with and hold my attention. So no, I really do not need to change my attention to 4th edition. What does that rule set do again? Let me have a look. No, I can't.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to go second so that you can go last?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do the whole.
Breaking all the rules anyways, so
Whatever. It's the last 5.
Yeah.
Adam can get mad at us later. I'm gonna say no as well. Honestly, I went from 3.5 to 5. I skipped right over 4. Didn't so much care for it. I went from 3.5 to 4. Wasn't a big fan of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think says it all right there.
Yeah.
No further detail.
I'm gonna say no as well, and it's a smidge different from the two of you. It's simply that I learned and started my love for D&D at the like cusp of 5th edition starting. So it was like basically like 2015, 2014. So I have no insights on 4th edition or any earlier editions besides when I hear Dave and Sean and Dan and Adam rant about them. And so I have no interest in going back in history to try and figure all of that shit out. I have enough. I am good.
Yeah, I did play 4th edition back in the day very briefly. I think I lost interest when I could choose vampire as a class. That was weird. I did it. I regretted it. It was like I understand, like I kind of understand, because it's like, okay, well, like I'm a halfling, but like a vampire isn't a species or a race, as it were, in 4th edition. So like you can be a halfling vampire or a human vampire or a whatever vampire, but it's not a class.
No.
Like it shouldn't be a class. You should be able to be a vampire as a part of a curse or something like that. Still be
say like it's
warrior,
like lycanthropy. Like
it's super weird. So yeah, that kind of threw me off base a little bit when that started being a thing. But I digress. Let's move to the next question, because I feel like we get ranty and rambly about this stuff. Question 22 coming from Plantoons. What system have you played other than D&D? Do you have a favorite? Is it different combat, exploration, and roleplay? Additionally, we have a part 2 to this question from Terrapickle that says, are there any mechanics you have adopted from the non-D&D system or any non-D&D system, and what are they and how did you adapt them? This is a lot, guys.
That is a lot.
This is like 8 questions.
This is a lot for question number 22 at an hour into, or 2 hours into our recording.
Yes. Well, I'll try and give a quick answer. So systems I've played other than D&D, obviously I played L5Rs. That was sort of how I got introduced to the podcast. I played a lot of that. Legend of the Five Rings. I've also played Print Weaver. I played a little bit of, was it Daggers in the Dark? Knives in the Dark? Something like that. Like the... it's like a heist system. I've played. There's a Digimon game called Animon that I'm playing right now with a friend of mine. I'm sure there's other ones I've forgotten. I've been playing D&D since 3.5, so 3.5, 4th, 5th, and now 5.5 or 2024, whatever you want to call it. So I would say of all of those, my favorite is Legend of the Five Rings. That system does have like a really fond place in my heart. It took up a lot of my role-playing time in my 20s and early 30s. And to be fair, we just sort of took it and made it our own. I've talked more about this on the L5R series, but like because that system kind of died and ended, it gave us this opportunity. And Roman, our host for those episodes, had the chance to just basically build his own world. So we kind of just owned it. Like it took up from where the story was left off, and he introduced his own characters and his own storylines, and this through thread of like different legacy characters that we were creating and influencing this world with as we played. And I wasn't part of all of it, but there are definite like chunks that I was able to interact with and shape. And there's just something very special about like having that level of ownership over a world and a system that you really, are able to sort of step into and be like, yes, this feels like home. Like that thing that we're dealing with is a direct result because of this other thing that we did in the past. That's cool. Like there's just so like taking that much time to build something up is special, and it's really hard to beat that in terms of that kind of a for lack of a better word, that kind of like a special like connection to a game. And Legend of the Five Rings is a very different system to D&D. It's much more lethal. It has a lot more focus on social interaction and being able to like talk to other people, and the rules around talking to other people are far more stringent than anything D&D will ever manage, I think. So yeah, I'm not sure that like I've really adapted anything from it into D&D. I think they both work very well in their own systems and doing the things that they do. But yeah, I think that's my short air quotes answer to that question.
Okay, systems that I've played before: Paranoia, Dread, Perils and Princesses, Scion, Dungeons and Dragons. I feel like I'm probably missing something.
Of course.
Very different combat, exploration, role play. Scion, the premise of it is you're demigods. So I played this 2010, 2011, something like that, 2012, something in and around there. So eons ago, it feels like. Which, I mean, 13 years ago was eons ago. But, I mean, it was a game that we played when we were sitting around drinking and hanging out in our friend's basement suite. And they were running, like, we had a friend that DM'd it. And they essentially said, okay, you're playing yourself. And you have just learned, like, it was very like Percy Jackson, like you're playing yourself and you have just learned that you are a demigod, and you now have all of these powers, and you have to explore this world, and you now have this parent who is a god of a pantheon. So like Roman was in it, and I'm pretty sure that he actually had I want to say it was a Creole god or something like that. Like
that tracks.
It was very Roman. I mean, like Megan was the daughter of Ares. I had chosen being the daughter of Poseidon, but it wasn't just like, it could be any pantheon in it. So they had rules for if you wanted to go Egyptian, if you wanted to go Greek, Roman, a Hindu, everything. Like they had like everything. Really cool game to play. Dread is probably one of my favorite really quick TTRPGs to play. I don't know if you guys ever played Dread? So for resolution, it doesn't use dice, you use a Jenga tower.
I think I've heard of this. Yes.
So essentially, if you want to do something, the DM will say, okay, I want you to make 2 pulls for me. And you pull 2 Jenga blocks. And if you pull 2 Jenga blocks successfully, then it resolves successfully. If the tower falls over, you die.
Interesting.
It is that simple, and it is like you can really get into it, and it is fun. I think it's one of like the most unique, like all you need is a Jenga tower and an imagination. That being said, a lot of the rules and combat and gameplay that are in these systems aren't always cross compatible. Like I wouldn't pull out a Jenga tower and throw it down in the middle of fighting Vecna. I mean, you could, but again, I think that there's a certain time and place for certain games and rules and things like that. I tend to like really quick, snappy ones for just one-shots and stuff like that. But if we're getting into full campaigns, then a full rule system needs to be fleshed out. So things like D&D. So yeah.
All right. So I only learned some new ones through my D&D group, which I am very thankful for, but I've lightly touched on a few. Call of Cthulhu was one. That was fun. It's very different, very lethal, but a good time. Perils and Princesses that we got to play as us ladies of It's a Mimic, and then some add-on from the It's a Mimic partner group. And so that was really fun. And we're still kind of working on that one. It's very simple rules as well.
Oh, yeah.
But adds just some epic flavor. And you're like, yes, I'm so glad this exists in the world. Like, I'm glad somebody had this idea and put it in a book that we could buy and then play. Yeah. And then I did also get the opportunity to play L5R with Megan as the GM. And I will say that was my top one, my favorite one. I liked it because it did just interpret a role-play game different than how I've been playing D&D thus far. And having advantages and disadvantages as your character as well was super interesting. I've mentioned this before in other episodes. My partner, for some fucking reason, always wants to give his player that he creates some sort of disability or disadvantage of some kind. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, he's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a monk that's blind? And I'm like, why? I'm like, you need to play.
I love him so much. I love him so much.
You know? Oh. Sometimes
he's just like, my life is so perfect. I have the most amazing partner ever, and like, I'm just happy as a clam, and I just need to feel disadvantaged.
We'll go with that. That's totally why. But yeah, it's like some sort of bizarre way of thinking. But I'm always like, I think if you should play L5R, I think you would love it because
you actually get rewards for for doing that. Yes.
Yeah, he would load up his character with those as much as possible. But yeah, I did like the style of play, and so that one is my top one. I don't think I'm skilled enough necessarily in DMing or GMing to integrate any of those into each other. But I do think that some things that super excite you, if you can flavor it into something else, like, go right ahead. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Alrighty, next question. Question number 23 from Diggly Blue Munya. What do you want for Christmas that's under $100? What do you want for Christmas that's over $100? And what present do you want to buy another host for Christmas under $100? And then in quotations, and I dare you to do it.
Oh, God.
So, what do I want for Christmas that's under $100? I am currently in the throes of mini painting. I have got a bunch of different games. I've got some like Warhammer figures, like Age of Sigmar. I've got some miniatures from a game called Kingdom Death, and then I've also got a couple of miniatures from the Lord of the Rings Games Workshop set. Like we got the Fellowship. Me and my partner have been painting those specifically. And so I've been doing a lot of painting, and I love it. It's so much fun. However, I got to use a wet palette a little while ago, and I also have a lot of friends that have wet palettes, and I've realized just how much a wet palette changes your painting experience. It is incredible. I'm just using one of those stupid like dollar store plastic things with the divots in it that you put your paint in and then it dries out within. Like you put it in, put a little water in it, you paint a little bit on your, when you go back and it's already dry, and you're like, well. Shit. So I really want a wet palette, and like a good wet palette will run you like $50 to $60, something like that Canadian. So that's on my Christmas list for under $100. For over $100, that's a little bit more complicated. I'm trying to think of. I know I have a Christmas list, and I could probably just pull it up, but that seems like cheating. I guess one thing that, so I guess in a similar vein, I just mentioned the game Kingdom Death. So this is a very niche boutique board game that came out probably close to about 10 years ago, not 100 years ago, 10 years ago.
The world's oldest board game.
World's oldest board game with the most fucking complicated rule set. But it is like a dark horror monster hunter. The best way I can sort of describe it. You basically have a group of humans that are living in this settlement in the dark that go out on expeditions to hunt these eldritch monsters. And basically, when they kill them, they skin them, take their bones and their furs and whatever, bring it back and craft new armor and weapons, and then you go out and you hunt bigger and badder things. And when this game first came out, it came out with a set of miniatures that had a very natural progression to them. So there's like your starting monster, which is like this, it's called the White Lion, and it's just like a monstrous version of a lion. It's got these like this big, like huge open mouth, big sharp teeth, and then like a hand on the end of its tail. Like just kind of weird. And then you progress all your way up to a final boss monster. And in the years that this game has been out, they've released a lot of expansion packs that you basically swap out the base monsters to give you different experiences. And for the first time in a long time, I've been playing through a campaign with a group of friends, and it's reignited my passion for the game. So I'm really looking forward to getting some more expansions for that. And each of these expansions are quite expensive. They run somewhere, depending on how much you get with it, somewhere from the like realm of like $200 to $400 each for an expansion. Like this is not your garden variety like board game. It's so expensive, which is why I haven't really bought too much for it. I own one expansion for it currently, but I just want more because it just allows you to have a different experience every time you play, and I'd like to introduce it to more and more people. So that's going to be my answer for $100 or more. I realize there's a third part of this, and I've already rambled a lot, so I'm going to keep it really simple. I am actually buying a present for somebody on the podcast. It's Adam.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
I'm not sure if he's going to listen to this when he edits it, so I'm not going to say what it is. But he is getting something from me, so dare accepted. That's all I have to say.
Okay. What do I want? That's under $100. I'm a dice goblin. Get me dice. Get a Chessex set of dice runs you what, like $12-14.
Yeah.
What do I want? That's over $100. I'm a dice goblin. Get me really nice gemstone dice. Those things run you like $150 to $200.
That would do.
What present do you want to buy for another host? I mean, I got Megan a Christmas present. I said that it was from my daughter, but I got it for her. So I got her, I love, because this is like a Zen therapeutic, block out the world and just focus on one thing that I do, making those like miniature models. They're like the roll life, they're like the tiny little library and like the tiny little like greenhouse and things like that. They have book nooks ones now, and so I got Megan it's the Sakura cherry blossom one, where it's essentially like a little Japanese like street.
My partner loves those.
Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of the book nooks. She had gotten me a book nook a couple of years ago, and she had mentioned that she had wanted this one. And I was in a store and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh right, Megan wanted that," so I bought it for her. And it was under 100. So challenge accepted and completed.
Nice. So I want the latest new D&D books for Christmas. So a singular one of those is less than $100 Canadian. They're kind of close to $100, which is sad.
Yes.
Yeah, I am determined to keep up with the releases for the 2024 editions. So because I'm a collector. I am a collector, and I never got to collect the 5th edition, all of them.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I invested in all of them.
It's a big one. And so just get them as they are released, because then you don't think about the thousands of dollars total that they'll cost. But yeah, so I don't have the Forgotten Realms duo, and I don't have the Eberron Artificer book yet. So those were all on my list. Singular, they're less than $100. More than $100. So I am really bad at buying things for myself, especially if they are expensive, because I don't want someone else to spend that much money on me. But I still want the expensive set. So I did recently buy myself an expensive thing that I'm going to call is what I'm going to get for Christmas for myself. I needed new luggage, and the Away luggage had a good Black Friday sale, and I've never had Away luggage before. And so I bought myself a medium size, and it is definitely over $100, and I have no regrets. I'm going to use it for Christmas, holiday, travel, and I'm so excited.
Nice.
And for buying for another host, I also by default got to do this because my D&D group did a Secret Santa. And basically the entire group is on the podcast, either formerly or currently. So I got to buy for Charlie. And what I got him, I know he won't listen to this, hopefully, before Christmas, but or before he gets his gift. But I got him, I ordered from Roll and Play Press from the UK. I ordered him a box of fillable magic spell cards so that you can actually write in them for the 2024 editions, because who knows when we're actually going to get the cards. And we transferred, we're in the throes. And so I was buying myself some. I buy myself too many things, but I was buying myself some to make my life easier. And I was like, you know what? Charlie had all of these spell cards with his last, like, before the transition, and now he's definitely one that flips through like a list of cards for spells. So long story short, I got him some of those so that he can use them for his current character.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I hope he likes it.
Seems like a safe bet.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Question number 24 from Makusa DM. Is there a flavor of subclass that D&D isn't giving you? Oh, that's a tough question.
There's been a lot if you think about the 2014.
Yeah.
Like, if you consider the fact that 2024 and 2014 are technically backwards compatible.
Yeah.
There's such a wide variance of availability right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like if there's something that I've wanted to do that I can't right now. I think I do. I have an answer with a caveat because I could be wrong. My fifth ed knowledge is sometimes spotty. One of the first things I ever played when I first played D&D in 3.5 was a scion, like a psi knife. Like a psychic class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Psyblade?
Yeah.
I should have Googled it. I think we're actually like they have put it into
it's just Scion.
It's just Scion? Okay. Cool.
Scion. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Scion, like it was something I played very early on. It is just sort of like a mental caster in a way, from what I recall. But I really enjoyed playing it, and I do feel like that's something that I would love to see back in D&D. And I believe I was talking to Adam about this the other day, and he said that it is in Unearthed Arcana, so that they've got something in the works for it. So that would be really cool. I'd love to see that re-enter the D&D arena. I feel like psychic abilities is something that's sort of slept on a lot of the time. So I think that'd be a lot of fun to see that come back and get it fleshed out. I guess it's not technically a subclass, but I'd be curious to see if Scion becomes a full-fledged class, what the subclasses look like for that, because I think there's some really interesting flavors of Scion that you could probably play around with, and like Psychic Warrior. So yeah, that's going to be my answer.
My answer was actually answered in the new Eberron Artificer that came out. It's a subclass that I got really excited about for some reason. They have cartographers now. And I don't know why we didn't have cartographer to begin with, but I got really excited. I don't know. I was like flipping through and I'm like, oh my God, I could be a cartographer. And I got really excited. So I would say that that's something new that's added that I'm actually really excited to explore and play, because for some reason I really like maps. And I think that it would just, like, if you're playing an artificer, it kind of would just be a fun one to play. So I'm kind of excited for that coming out in the Eberron one.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think there is anything for me that's missing. There's so much. I haven't really thought of anything. So I'll be uneasy and kind of cop out answer here. It's like, I can't really think of anything. I accept what I am given, and I am happy with that.
Fair enough. Let's move to the next question then. Number 25, our final question from Left Kaleidoscope 747. The hosts used to joke about a steamy R-rated after-hours D&D game. Would you play in one? And who would you want at the table for the spiciness? So,
I'm sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay. My answer is going to reveal why I was asked that, which is the fact that I am probably the least spicy person in my friend group. It's just not in me. I've never like found that sort of like comfort zone within public spiciness, I guess. So realistically, I would not be the first person you would ever pick for a steamy R-rated game because I just don't think that I would be able to sort of get past my own headspace about the whole thing. For example, we did what was it? We did like a murder mystery for it was for Ehlwyn's birthday actually, where I was assigned like a flirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I remember that.
And I was supposed to just like come up to every woman at the party and like hit on them, and I like
It's our Boggerton.
and I got into the headspace. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do it. Like we're all friends here. It's fine. Everybody knows what my character is supposed to be like. I'm reading the fucking brief. They know that this is a character. You're fine. It's fine. You're going to be fine. And then didn't do anything because I couldn't do it. I was just like, nope, can't do it. Can't. Nope. It's like it's just not in me. I don't know. Like my spicy level is so low, despite the fact that I love spicy food. Different. But yeah, so I would not play in that one. However, who would I want to play at that table? I mean, I think Our Lady Mimics would probably run rampant all over that. Like, it would be so spicy, it would light on fire.
That is.
It could get absolutely off the hinge, and of course, Adam would have to be running it. Alternatively, Roman would also do a fantastic job of running a spicy game. I have seen him pull off spiciness in games of Legend of the Five Rings, and he is very good at it. So, of those two, they could both run a phenomenal spicy campaign, and it would go very, very well. So that's my answer.
That is also my answer. Yes, I would play in one. The table is Casey, Mieka, Peps, Megan, and myself. Adam would be running it. Also, I would very much accept Roman running it as well. Let's go. Let's film it. That's how we make our first million.
Stick it in the schedule. Let's go.
Yeah, that's another question we need to spin up to them. It's like, how do we make our first million? That. What Ehlwyn said, 100%. That is it. Yes,
yeah.
And those people. Easy answer for the video.
Yeah. And it would just, I mean, with Peps at the table, it's just going to devolve into just an orgy.
Yeah. And yeah, if I had to like offer up one person for sure, it would be, well, Peps needs to be there. Like,
yes, yeah.
That does seem perfect.
For many reasons.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, it would be an insanely entertaining episode, but I would die if I was sitting at the table. I know this is an audio format, but I am definitely almost as red as my shirt, just to bring that all nice back and around to the beginning of the episode. Now, we do have one bonus question. Why don't we quickly roll and see who's going to ask that?
That's a 16.
I also rolled 16.
Well, it doesn't matter because I rolled another fucking nat 20. What the hell, dice?
And take us home, Casey.
Oh my gosh, it tracks. It tracks. Okay. From Diggly Blue Moonya, what's a topic for an episode or mini-series on It's a Mimic that you would add to the list? We have done so many.
Just gotta call out Adam here, like, yeah, should have been doing this the whole time, but Adam said no.
Yeah.
Oh, I know my answer.
Okay, I will skip. Let's go ahead. You guys tied. Ehlwyn goes first.
You go right ahead. I do have an answer, but you go ahead.
I'm pulling this from the Lady Mimics, the Lady Mimics plus Adam chat, and Adam said no to this.
No.
Our
What have I done?
Our ASMR. We're gonna do an ASMR, but we're also gonna film it. But the cameras are only gonna be on our cleavage.
Jesus Christ!
He did say.
I hate to break it, Casey, but your voice is not cutting. It's getting cut
No.
out. We're gonna need a different mic for your ASMR.
Yeah. Adam said no.
He did say no.
So if you would like to see that, listeners,
talk to Adam.
Please DM Adam directly.
Oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble for you and bringing that to the forefront. So my answer is something that I've talked about with Adam as well. And while it is not technically a hard no, it is sort of I don't know how well this would work. But I would love to do a mini series on magical items and like how to populate rewards for your players. Because I think there's something really interesting and something overlooked in a lot of campaigns about like how to make your players feel valued. Like, do you dish out one magical item a week for like each character, or do you give them something that's a bit more universal that they have to either like fight over or argue about who gets to use? And like, what do you do to augment an item in the book to make it either fit your setting better, or how do you like balance a magical item in a way that's going to make it interesting? How do you make a sentient weapon? Are you going to voice it? Do you let your players voice it? If you do voice it, how do you choose the times to talk? What is the downside to a cursed weapon? What is the downside to a blessed weapon? Or sorry, the upside to a blessed weapon? Like, I just think there's a lot of really interesting things that could be explored there. But it would have to be properly fleshed out and like discussed. And I think that that's where things get a little bit in the weeds. But that's my very loose pitch for a miniseries.
That would be fun.
Yeah, agreed. What Ehlwyn said is mine.
Cheating.
That's how we make our second million, guys.
Are there millions the calendar? Is that the...
Yes. Oh, did you hear about the calendar? How did you hear about the calendar?
I heard about, well, maybe we're not talking about the same calendar. I don't know.
the ladies' mimic calendar.
Oh, no, mine was the men's mimic calendar.
Oh.
Which probably was derived from the lady mimic calendar.
Yeah. I literally have all of the months mapped out of who's assigned to who. It's pinned in our chat.
Amazing. Well, there's 6. Is there 6 of you? So is it 5? Okay,
so there's 5 of us.
Who picks up the extra month?
So each of us get assigned 2. So that covers 10 months. 1 month is a whole group shot. And then the 12th month is Dan.
Who's not even on the podcast anymore.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking we could be Adam in like a Santa suit. Like a slutty Santa suit, you know, like crop topped with the, you know.
Yeah. Let's see if I can actually pull it up on Discord in our chat to see.
Do we want to put this out there?
I wholeheartedly allow a men's version as well.
I think that's a great idea.
I also would allow a men's version.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just last year we went to the Ren Fair with a bunch of us, and I think next year we're planning on actually having costumes. So maybe we just have a photo shoot at the end of the Ren Fair, and that's our calendars. We get a men's calendar and a women's calendar, and you know. Yep. I can put bets on which ones get to sell better, but hey.
So I said January and November are Ehlwyn, February and July are Mieka, March and October are Megan, April and August are Casey, May and September are Peps, June is a group shot of all of the ladies, and December is Dan.
Sick.
It's already half created.
There we go.
All we gotta do is take photos.
All right. Well, we've been running for almost 2.5 hours, so why don't we wrap this sucker up?
Steve, take us away.
Am I DM2? I am DM2. I just like set myself up and then sat here like an idiot. Well, thanks for listening to another round of mailbag questions on the It's a Mimic channel. If you'd like to ask us questions that we'll definitely answer, and we answered some questions today, no matter what, you can reach out to us through the mailbag post in the subreddit r/itsAmimic. Hit us up through Facebook or Instagram, send us messages through the website, or join our Patreon, which has a Discord channel dedicated to mailbag questions.
It's first come, first serve, so get those questions in ASAP. We already have a handful of overflow questions for the next mailbag in 3 months.
And again, thanks for listening and supporting us at It's a Mimic, where you never know what you're going to get. Like a flared bass, yes. Yes.
No, I think you always expect a flared bass. You should always...
one would hope.
One would hope.
That's all for this Mailbag of Holding episode of the It's a Mimic podcast. This episode and others can also be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and most other podcast apps. Please take a second to engage with a like, follow, subscribe, comment, or review to help push our engagement. Thanks for listening to It's a Mimic, where you never know what you're going to get. If you'd like to support us, we have a store with some merch and a donate button on our website, itsamimic.com. You can also head to itsamimic.com to find a comprehensive episode guide and more information about the show. We do have a Patreon, which not only offers access to our exclusive Discord server, but also hosts over 100 episodes, covering topics like 5th edition book reviews and the campaign builder, spells and gods, fae, homebrew inspiration, and even the Blood War. If you'd like to submit any mailbag questions, please reach out to us through any of the social media links in the show notes of this episode, or send us an email at info@itsamimic.com. This has been an episode of It's a Mimic, where you never know what you're going to get.